Now I'll tell you one thing. One standard pattern what we normally follow as a beginner is you just try to connect everything together and then you create the shape. You think of like line of inclination which you want to create and you bring out that particular look to the reality. Now this is one approach. Now another approach is you cut everything uneven and you create the softness we call seamlessness. Like seamless look, मतलब बाल कटे हैं but लगना नहीं चाहिए कि बाल कटे हैं. So there is another approach. Now there is another third approach which is more advancement what you do. I always see as a trainer, as a hairdresser, as an artist that you never have to undo anything. आप किसी को चीज़ को आपको unlearn नहीं करना है. You just need to improvise. What exactly I'm doing is, that might confuse you, I am not connecting everything together. It's more like modern art. It's more like graphic cutting. Means you don't connect everything together, but it looks overall good. That is my approach with our new collection, which is our duality. So now you see that this portion I have done with the outward layer, with the flat layering inside out. Now in this portion, which we normally do forward grad, what I'm going to do there, I'm going to do a bit of slicing. So you can see that in this portion, I am just doing slicing. Now when I say slicing, I meant by saying this, that you take the hair. So normally the normal approach is to cut like that. That's the standard approach. What you can do, you can just measure the length from the back. It's somewhere close to one comb there at the back and slightly longer. Same thing I will check here. So this is my reference line. So one comb and a slightly longer. That makes sense? So somehow we are connecting the exterior. So now see that this portion I am cutting as a reference line. It's somewhere there. And now what you need to do is you have to stand on the sides at the shoulder. And you see the whole sliding becomes easy. You see that I'm standing on the sides. You see the way I'm holding the scissor. And you see the sliding becomes easy. So that's the advancement which I'm talking about. So normally everybody does. They cut, they come in the center, they cut, they check like, the bridge of the nose and accordingly they cut. But see, whenever you do razor cutting, the approach changes. Then you can't stand in the front and then you can do it. So this is the advancement what I'm talking about. Okay, Jyotsna.
Every cut in every section is the most important. And the balance, the bevel of the hair is equally important. So when Rajesh is doing section and he is making the hair wet, he knows how much wet it's required for that kind of haircut. Sometimes we think that every haircut requires a lot of dampness, right? We keep on making the hair wet, but then we will not be able to take the right results.
So you can see that. So I'm good to go. The sides are already done with some reference line, with some imagination. Now I go on the sides, and this is the curve. So this is very interesting if you see. The whole approach is changing. If you see on the sides, I have done graduation. Now, as we all know, graduation is what? Is basically the elevation. So elevation is more than 0 and below 90. That comes under graduation. And in graduation, what you do? You build up weight. The moment you take 90 or higher, that is when you add layering. In layering, you add movement. I don't say that you are eliminating weight. I say you add movement. So what I have done, actually, if you see, and you try to understand and try to think in a whole, at the back, I have done layering. On the sides, I'm doing graduation. And now see, there is a combination which will take place here in this particular panel. So you see this panel. Can you see that? This particular panel. So I will start introducing the another form of cutting, which is twist cutting. So now you see that. So now see, my reference line is this, am I right? But it depends. You have to connect or you don't have to connect. That's totally up to you. But at this moment, I'm trying to connect so that it will be like easy for you. So you see this, I just take this hair here and I cut it. Can you see that? Now you take another section and you drag it. When I'm dragging the hair here, is basically I am doing the over direction, but more extreme. Means I'm taking everything together in one particular section. Can you see that? So this is the way you cut the hair and you drag everything to one particular point. आप में से कौन है जो over direction करता है? Who can explain me what is over direction? कोई बता सकता है मुझे over direction क्या होता है? What is over direction? Anybody? I hope there must be some hairdresser around me. Over direction is basically you cut the hair to a different point. But again, depends it's more extreme or it's less extreme. If you cut everything together in one point, that creates dynamic exaggeration. Means you are doing over direction to the extreme. But if you're going every time to the previous section, that is less extreme. So we have more extreme, and then we have a less extreme. You always speak with me or not? So what I'm doing at the moment, more extreme or less extreme? It's more extreme, okay? So you can see that, back to my main section. So I'm twisting the hair, taking into the combination layering, twisting the hair, and just cutting it. So this is one side. I hope I'm very, very clear. Now I go on the other side. I have the same approach, and I call it mirroring. Mirroring means, this is another technical word, and guys, as a hairdresser, as a colorist, you need to learn a lot of terminology. General तो आप पता है, generic हमें पता है कि अच्छा इसको ear to ear बोलते हैं. But what exactly ear to ear is, technically, you know, that's called radial section. Like we have a diagonal forward, we have a diagonal backward, we have diagonal across. Okay? So you need to learn the terminology. Okay? So you can see that I'm taking the same hair here. My reference line is here. You can see that. That's my reference line. And I just try to understand that it's somewhere here. And I am just cutting the hair. You can see that I'm taking everything to the extreme and I'm twisting the hair. Lucy, can you just turn a bit? Can you see that? So I am taking everything together, lifting up the hair, and then I have a small hair which is popping out, and I'm just slicing the hair. Am I right? Same thing I will do it here. And I was talking about something called mirroring. Now what is mirroring? I'll tell you. आप आईने के सामने खड़े हो जाओ, and you see the exactly same thing which actually you are, the replica. So mirroring means what exactly you have done one side, you will do the same thing on the other side. So what I'm doing, I'm mirroring it. Means I am doing copy paste. Yeah.
Guys, you need to really listen to Rajesh. If you really want to achieve something, I have few wristbands with me. If you will answer it right, I will start giving it to you. This is Mr. Baba's wristband. These are my favorites. So this is the time to achieve something. Yeah? Rajesh, you have some questions?
Yeah, I just want to know from them what form of cutting I'm doing out of 3 different form of cutting. So I said that there is an approach where you cut precision cutting, then you create seamlessness, and then you do advancement. And you create more like a graphic cutting. So I want to know at the moment what exactly I'm doing. What is my approach?
What sort of cut Rajesh is doing? What is his approach? Sorry?
Advancement.
Yes, Rajesh, there is advancement in the haircut.
Yes. So advancement is the way, is the approach, but you're doing graphic cutting or more like a modern art. Now you see this portion, and also I want to tell you in between a bit of more knowledge for the scissor. Meanwhile, Bilal can just wet the hair. At the moment, the scissor which I'm using, this is my personal favorite scissor. I really love it because of the size, because of the versatility. As we know, as Asian, we don't have a really long finger. We need something which goes well and which fits well with everyone. So this particular form of this particular size of scissor is 5.5. With lot of thought process, we have thought that this particular size, most of the people they like to buy. Okay, so that fits all. So I am using this at the moment. It's like Teflon scissor, the black Teflon scissor. This is my personal favorite. You want to know more about it, you can always come to our SK boutique. And also I would like to show you the different type of scissor what we have. You can see that. Only MB, am I right? Only MB. Okay, so you can see that we have a different variety of scissor. We have Academy line, which is this one. Then we have something in the steel plated, like stainless steel. And as a beginner, yeah, it's nice. This is, I really like, if you are more into advancement and you're doing more of like versatile haircut. Really, I like this bevel shape. This is copper titanium. And at the moment, I'm using this Teflon. In this, we have titanium also. I really like to use this. You can just try, you know, a kind of hands-on with this particular scissor. So, Jyotsna, yeah. Okay, so I'll come to this particular section now. And now I will be doing slicing. Now another form of cutting I'm introducing in this. So I'm doing slicing. You more like seamless look, not necessarily you have to twist. So every time, with every section, I'm breaking the rule, if you actually understand that. And now you see in a whole how it looks. So that's going to be like really interesting. Lucy, how much can I cut? This much in the front, a kind of long fringe. Closer to your chin, somewhere there. It's more like a curtain bang, or we call it mid-sweep fringe. Curtain bang, again, it's non-technical word. It's a general word. But if you ask me technically what it is called mid-sweep fringe. So I'm doing mid-sweep fringe with little bit of layer.
I think this is the most favorite technique for most of the hairdressers, because most of the clients come and say, I need the fringe only till here, not shorter than this. So this is something which most of the clients come for.
Yes. It's like versatile because it goes with every kind of style. You go traditional, Western, Indo-Western, it goes with everything. So you can see that I'm not twisting the hair. I'm just trying to create more like, you know, like a rough sketch, if you relate with me. And not necessarily you have to have clean line every time. Not necessary. You can see that. And now if I see in a hole, I just try to gather the hair and try to understand. You see, there is some notching here and there. I want that. I don't want to make the line clean. And now what I can do as an advancement, I can add a bit of layer to this particular hair. So what I can do, I'm just lifting the hair. Now it depends. You want to cut straight, you want to do blunt cut, or you don't want to do blunt cut. Again, another form, another way to hold the scissor. Now see, this is the way you just cut like this. This is another way. You hold the hair together, cut it to the layer. That's my reference line. And you just do blunt cutting. So this is blunt cutting which I'm doing. You can ask what scissor I'm using.
What scissor Rajesh is using? See, everybody knows now.
Okay.
Okay.
So we are good to go.
Yes. Yes, it's 5.5 titanium. That's right.
That's right. Now who has the person who has said that? Raise your hand. Oh, that's you.
Both of them.
Okay, hold this.
It's for her also, and for you as well. At least you tried it.
Okay, so now back to this. I will hold this hair, I lift it, and I try to cut more like a concave layer. So now how will I do concave layer? You just see this. Can you see that? The concave layer. This you will never ever get if you cut blunt. This you will never ever get if you stand on the other side. So you need to understand that where the finger should point the crown. Until unless the finger will not point the crown and you are not a very trained hairdresser, it's difficult to achieve. So this is the right approach, but you can do in whichever way you want.
So which layer is this? Concave layer or convex layer? Which layer? Very good.
Okay, so everybody is in sync, everybody knows.
Yes, that means people are hearing. Yay, nice. This is for all three of you concaves.
I will explain you now. You just see the way I am lifting the hair, the way I am elevating the hair, and the way I am cutting the hair. See that? This is what I have done here. And then what you can do a bit of slicing here, just to add a bit of like roughness, and I would say softness. So that you can do. Also, I will tell you, have you noticed the way I hold the comb? Have you noticed that? This is how I keep doing. This is not the style. This is the actual way to hold the comb. Why? Because one has a narrow teeth, one has a broad teeth. So when you do this, means you are tinching the hair. Means you are holding the hair with a bit of tension. In this, low tension. So low tension and a high tension. That you need to understand. So whenever I take subsection, I do like this. Whenever I project the hair or lift the hair, I do like this. So this is the way you can practice.
And you know, comb plays a very, very important role while doing a haircut or styling. And in Mr. Barber, we have 10 different types of comb. Rather, we have a complete set of combs so that it will be easy for you to keep your things in place, as well as you should have the entire range of combs. Be it's a tail comb or a white tooth comb or a cutting comb. There is a barber comb. So there are different type of combs which we require. Am I right?
Okay, since I am standing like this, I want to show you, and every time it's difficult for me to keep changing the position, but if you ask me as a beginner, as you said, finger should point the crown, then in this case, because since Bilal is there with me, otherwise I would have stand like this, and I would have done this. I would have done this. But now, since he's standing there, so I am standing like this, and I'm understanding how I have to cut, and I'm just doing a bit of slicing there. So that's the whole section. I'm almost about to finish, and then Bilal is going to do a blow dry for that, a very quick, fast, rough blow dry for that. There also you can focus and see, understand that how can you do a very easy blow dry. And then in between, I'm going to show you the style bond what we have. Some people, they say pencil curler, that I'm going to show you. There's another interesting way to create texture. And for me, the hair is nothing. It's a texture. It's like a canvas. So whatever you want to do, you just keep creating the texture. I love to play with the hair, and I love to create the different texture. It's not about it's frizzy, it's not frizzy. It depends what you want to create, what kind of essence you want to bring in the hair. So this is almost done. And now I will start doing the blow dry. Before the blow dry, I will just try to merge a bit, a rough blending. A rough blending, it depends. You want to do this or not, but at the moment she requested me not to go too extreme. So I am just blending the hair a bit. You can see that the way I'm cutting the hair. This is called point cut. In the point cut also you have more extreme, you have less extreme, and you have shallow point cut, and then you have like really opened up cutting. So at the moment it's like somewhere in between. My intention is just to blend the hair, and that is what exactly I'm doing. And what I feel, the good haircut and the bad haircut. What is the good haircut? If you ask me what is the definition for a good haircut, you cross-check. You give time to the haircut, and that is when you create a good haircut. Bad haircut means what? You're not giving time to the hair. So for me, it's always the bad hairdresser, never the bad hair. Okay? Yeah, you want to know? It depends. It depends what level of hairdresser you are. As we work in the salon, we have junior level, we have senior level, we have creative expert, and what kind of like uniqueness you want to create. There are some clients, they say, whatever I had, just repeat. Probably half an hour is good enough. But some people, every time they come and they say, I want something different. Now, in that time, that's the time bar where you can take 15 minutes more, 15 minutes less. But standard, if you ask me if I'm creating something new, attending the client first time, standard 45 minutes. I do take 45 minutes. So now back to this, and we are approaching to a good haircut. So good haircut means need detailing. So I'm almost there now. You can see that. And you want to create the low tension. Then you can just do this. Now this is almost done. I'll just check the periphery. It's almost done. If there is some extra hair which is popping out, I will just blend that. And I'll just do a bit of cross check to it. Okay, so good to go. This is almost done. Now we have Bilal. So Bilal is going to do blow dry, a very quick fast blow dry. In between I have two more models, and I'm going to show you the other tool what we have, which I really love, which is style bond, and you also call hot stick, or you call pencil curler. So I have already done, pre-done, only 1 to 2 section I have to do. So my intention is just to show you that how can you do. So every time when I conduct the class, my intention is to cater all the public. So maybe somebody is doing cut, somebody is not doing cut, depends in which level you are. So it's already hot. Now see, this I have already done. Just 1 second. So it's already pre-done.
Rajesh, if you can just show them that how straight model's hair was actually.
Yeah, the straight hair, to be very frank, it was like this. And I have done nothing in the hair. It was like straight hair exactly, with no body, with no volume. And every time we stick to one particular form of tonguing. So my request to you all is explore a bit. What you know, you know. What you don't know, you should always explore. So now this is my personal favorite. I always love to do, whenever I do a kind of collection work, I kind of do editorial work. So this is the way I do. Oh shit. Just 1 sec, it's just popping out. Oh, I'll just plug in. These are the small challenges we have in Salon too. I hope you understand that and you relate with me. Okay. Why it's not on? Some magic happening.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can see that. Can you just turn like this? Can you turn like this? I'll show you in this way. Okay. I hope everybody can see. So I'll just take 2 sections, and I don't have to leave the hair. So there are 2 ways. You every time leave the hair and you go flat, or you just keep turning the hair. So that will add more texture and more kind of roughness to the hair. So you just see that. You just take this thing. You don't leave the hair now. You just do like this. You keep going like this. Don't leave the hair. In Mr. Barber, whatever tool we make, like any kind of tong, any kind of styler, they are always XL. When I say XL means no matter how long the hair is, you will be able to achieve in a very lesser time. That's why you see every tool, like every barrel what we have given a lot of thought to it. We had gathered a lot of knowledge from the input and feedback from the hairdresser, what kind of challenge they have whenever they work in the salon. So that's why even the cord, like we had 1 meter, 1.5 meter, now 2 meter, and in future probably we can go to Mars. That level of thing we have. So it's very easy. You plug in one chair, you can easily go to the another chair. So this is one thing. Another USP is it's very quick, fast. All ceramic coating, as we know that ceramic coating takes time to warm up. but it retains the heat for the longer time, and it's very good for the hair. So whenever you do any kind of temporary styling, it is always longer lasting. Yes.
Did you apply any hair styling product before doing that?
She's asking, have you applied any styling product before styling it?
Sorry?
Have you applied any styling product?
Yes, I did apply the styling product. And the styling product what I have styled, that is again from Rika line. So we have used Rika styling product. And for a prep, I always work with mousse. So either I use mousse or I use like, this kind of smoothing gel. They are like leave-in conditioner. So this is what I do. Apply on the wet hair. I do the traditional blow dry the way I do. And this is like emollient product. I really love to use that because it's easy, very easy to maneuver. So this is really my go-to product. And I use as a cutting lotion also. So it retains the moisture for a long time and you don't have to do water spray for the long time. Okay. So now this is almost done. Already it was pre-done. Now you can see that I'm just taking out this portion here. And I'm going to use another product from Rika Styling, which is my favorite, volumizing powder. Now you can see that I'm using the brush just to enhance the wave which I have created. You can see that. So this is what exactly I'm doing. You can see that. So basically, there is a one way where you set the hair. There's another way when you undress the hair. So if you want to use your white finger also, yes, please go ahead. If that is more comfortable for you, you don't have bore brush or you don't have XYZ, you can always do this. You can always go there and depend the kind of exaggeration you need. Okay? Now in this case, I'm not really going too much there. Otherwise, since like you know that short of time, otherwise every single hair I just bring out and then I just undo the hair which I have done here. And I'm going to use volumizing powder. Volumizing powder, I'll show you the kind of volumizing powder we have, volumizing powder. In that you see the way I apply the product. That's the thing. And we have another model also. There I'm not going to do anything. I'll just show you just to enhance the wave. I have used tong there, like 25 number, mid-level, and I'm just brushing the whole hair. You can see that, a kind of exaggeration here. And in this portion also, I'm doing the same thing. It takes time though. You can see that. So it's almost done there. Can you just turn around? And this is my personal favorite powder, the volumizing powder which I use. And this is lightweight. You can see that it's somewhere there. It's somewhere there. You just shake it well, and you see where it goes. It goes up. And this is the way I'm going to apply. Okay? So this is the way I'm going to apply. You can see that dryer is on, but this is the way I'm going to apply. Can you just turn around a bit? Joe, we have another model too. Okay. So you can see that. The texture addition to it. I have actually not done her haircut. She requested me not to cut the hair because she has some other assignments. So I'm so sorry if something is hanging out here and there. So that's the way to apply the powder, the texture powder. And this is more like, wacky kind of look. So this is another model. Meanwhile, she will just show you. She'll just give a very quick walk, a road walk to you.
Music.
Okay. So can we have the music, please? Buddy, where is my buddy? Buddy, can you play the music, please? Okay, can you just get up once? Okay. I want this enhancement to be there. Yes. Okay, meanwhile, just let me just take out the whole hair and you just have a bit of glimpse of it. And the another approach to apply the powder, see that? That's the style wand what I have used. And I created that frizziness. I wanted that frizziness. I wanted that texture. For me, none of the hair texture is bad. It's just the way you see it. See that? I wanted that enhancement, the exaggeration, you know, more expression, more expressive. So at times you really like to be more expressive as an artist. So that you can always do. You can make it even more like, you know, wild and more extreme. Okay, so here is my model and I'll just ask her to do a walk. Before walk, I'll just put a not show you in all the hair, but like, just few sections random here, there, just to have an idea. So sorry to say that, I'm in short of time. And I hoping everybody really enjoyed what I have done, the collection, what we did for Mr. Barber. And I'm almost done. Bilal is almost. Okay, so this is also almost done. I'll just use the finishing spray, and she is almost ready. Woohoo, what
Before
happened?
that, I want to ask one question to you guys. What is the name of the brand with Why Mr. Barber? आप सोच सकते हैं कि हमने इस ब्रांड का नाम मिस्टर बार्बर क्यों रखा? Because we love barbers. That's the reason we want to give that respect to barber and have that name for the brand, Mr. Barber.
Okay, so you can just see that I'm using the finishing spray, and this is almost done. You can see that this. And now all the model will do a walk, very fast walk. What happened? Mr. Barber doesn't want to come out.